Krishna. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna-pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desatarine नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतुसे नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So, we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So, we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, second chapter. And so, we are second chapter, verse number 16. We discussed yesterday. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sata. Ubhayorapi drishtavantasto aniyos tattvadarshibhi. So, so in this verse, Lord Krishna explained that anything which is related with this material body, because of its temporary nature, it is of practically it is of no value, but at least or at the most we can say it is of less value. So because till the time we are in this material body, so we require certain kind of sense gratification also in order to keep the body uh, to the in a proper uh, manner, so that we can utilize it for advancement in spiritual life. So, so we can say, but it is of because it's temporary, so it is of very less value. But Krishna consciousness or activities related to spirit soul, which is service to the Supreme Lord, chanting of His holy name, sharing about Him, Krishna consciousness activities. So these activities are actually of utmost value, or the only valuable activity is the activities in Krishna consciousness. So any activities, even material activities, because whatever activity we'll do, that is going to be material activity only, because we are going to act using our mind, which is also material, this body, which is material, and also mind intelligence, which is also material. So whatever activity we can do at present, that is going to be material. But if we do it in Krishna consciousness, in the spiritual consciousness, then it becomes spiritual activities, and that has got real value. So one should aspire, or one should work hard, or one should try his best to come to the platform of performing all the activities at a spiritual level. This can be done by anyone, not just for the. It's not required that to be able to do spiritual way activities 100% in 100% way. You don't require to become like a brahmachari or sannyasi. Even a student or a householder, uh, they can also come to this platform by proper spiritual understanding. So if one can develop proper spiritual understanding uh, based on the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then one can come to that platform where he can perform whatever activities he performs. That becomes fully spiritual, and that has complete value. Just like Arjuna, the best example is Arjuna himself. So after hearing and understanding Bhagavad Gita completely, so Arjuna remained a householder, a kshatriya, and he did his kshatriya duty as well. He did not retire from it. Did not take sannyas. And he was not just chanting Hare Krishna or just preaching Krishna Katha. Of course, that is the best activity, because if one is fortunate enough that entire day and throughout his life, if one can just go on chanting, reading, hearing, and preaching directly of Krishna, then it becomes very easy to remain completely in spiritual consciousness. It is a direct spiritual activity, but it may not be possible for everyone. And so that so because other people who are not this who have not got the opportunity to always engage in direct Krishna conscious activities, they may not give excuse that okay, now because we are householders, or we can't be like brahmachari or sannyasi, so what can we do? So we cannot progress in this spiritual life. So we are destined to suffer in this material world. So let us engage in all kinds of material activities and sense gratification. What can we do? If God, the Supreme Lord, has not given us the opportunity to be able to directly engage in His service all the time, so what can we do? So this kind of excuse may not arise in the heart of such person. So Lord Krishna very mercifully choose Arjuna uh, to give this special knowledge, and made Arjuna the perfect candidate who understood the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita perfectly, and then he engaged himself completely and 100% manner in spiritual activities. So Arjuna performed, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, whatever activities Arjuna performed, so that was completely spiritual activities. So this is a great source of inspiration. That means this is possible. If we also can very thoroughly understand the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge based on Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, then it is possible for us also. Although it may take some time for us. Arjuna could understand entire Bhagavad Gita, entire philosophy of Krishna consciousness within 40-45 minutes, because he was very intelligent, close friend of Krishna. So he could do this. And immediately after 40-45 minutes, after understanding the entire Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna started acting completely on the spiritual platform. Every moment and each and every activities with his body, mind, words, she engaged completely in the spiritual platform for the service of Krishna, and in this way, she got completely liberated from material entanglement. So, this was done by Arjuna just in 45 minutes. So, we may not be able to so qualified to be able to do. To be able to raise ourselves completely on a spiritual platform within 45 minutes, but at least we can expect to raise ourselves completely on the spiritual platform in 45 years, at least 45 years, not in 45 minutes. Okay, we don't say that in 45 hours, 45 days, or 45 months also. No, you may take 45 years, 50 years. That's why Srila Prabhupada said that one lifetime is sufficient. If one can be very sincerely ready to accept the principles of Krishna consciousness. So this one lifetime is sufficient. Suppose somebody got introduced to Krishna consciousness at the age of 20, and if his life is still 70, 75, 80, let us take 70 years on an average. It may be more or less, whatever it may be, but 70 on an average. So 50 years are sufficient. The Prabhupada says in one lecture that 50 years are more than sufficient to become fully Krishna conscious. And in this way, to completely perfect our life and no more birth again in this material world, and again and go back home, back to Godhead eternally, to enjoy a complete spiritual bliss in the association of the Supreme Lord. So that is possible. This one lifetime is, and this one lifetime is possible. So we have this opportunity, and it is possible. It has been possible for many great souls. So that's why it requires practice. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chikriyate. Constant practice under the guidance, able guidance of a bona fide spiritual master can raise us to that platform. And if somebody is actually sincere and very serious, so even before he can completely perfect his life in 20 years, 25, 30 years, 10 years, 5 years, so 1 year also. It just depends upon the candidate. It is quite possible. So, what is the meaning of perfection? Although the remnants of the anarthas, or remnants of the sinful activities, may remain within the heart of a devotee for maybe 20, 25, 30, 40 years, that doesn't matter actually. Because as soon as this body is finished, all the effects of previous sins are eradicated. Prarabdha karma is finished. And all other karmas, effects, aprarabdha, phalam, bijam, kutam, all these things are washed away by the power of devotional service. Karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. But if somebody is very serious and sincere, so even if these anarthas may still be there within the heart, but if one can become fully determined and one can raise himself to the platform of engaging himself completely and thoroughly 24 hours every day, 24 by 7 in the service of Krishna, then such kind of person can be accepted as liberated, a liberated soul, even at the present moment also. Because it's just a matter of time. Because he has already reached to the platform of engaging himself completely uh, all the time in the service of Krishna. So it's just a matter of time. If he goes on doing like this entire his life, as soon as he leaves the body, he goes back home, back to God. That is guaranteed. So that's why there is a lot of hope in Krishna consciousness for a person who sincerely accepts the guidance or instructions of a bona fide spiritual master, and in this way, who willingly and eagerly, sincerely engages himself as per the direction given by the bona fide spiritual master. Then that is possible, and it's very simple, not at all difficult. At least for those like us brahmacharis, it's very actually easy and simple. We cannot say easy, but it's simple. Not easy because mind is very complicated. For a person whose mind is not yet become fully convinced or fixed up in following the instruction of the spiritual master, it may be little difficult in the beginning. But if he is convinced and if he just tolerates all the material impediments and obstacles and goes on with his prescribed duties, then it is quite possible because it's very easy. You get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30 Mangla Arti, attend Mangla Arti, and then do japa, or some of the devotees can go to altar and do dressing seva, just like I myself I go. So in this way, and after that Guru Puja, then Bhagavatam class, and then Prasadam, Mahaprasadi Govind. Even taking, honoring Prasadam, Krishna Prasadam, that is also a spiritual activity. So from morning 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 6 hours without difficulty, all the devotees who are in temple, they can very easily engage themselves. 6 hours in this way passed. Then after that, if somebody, some devotee, if he thinks that, oh, I got tired, I want to take a rest. Okay, all right, you take rest. 1 hour, 2 hour, you take rest. 10 to 12, 12:30, and then get up, take bath, and then again engage yourself in some kind of services. If you have preaching activities, you go out and preach. If no preaching activity, then also take your bead bag and chant Hare Krishna very peacefully. What is the difficulty? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You go on chanting. If no service, if services are there, actually there are a lot of services. So one can engage himself by the grace of Srila Prabhupada. We have got the opportunity to engage ourselves 24 hours also. But still, if somebody thinks that I cannot do this service, that service, so many things, so you can just sit down in at any corner of the temple. Nice temples have been made by Srila Prabhupada, just like Iskonju temple. It's a heaven in Mumbai city. A big millionaire cannot afford such a nice facility or such a nice temple, marble temple. You just tell me who in this Mumbai city has got marble palace? Practically, I don't know. Ambani, I don't know even if Ambani has got marble palace or not. So it's very difficult. But by the grace of Shri Radha Ras Bihari, Radha Ras Bihari, Supreme Lord Lakshmipati, so that is his temple, marble palace. And because we are his servants, the servants also enjoy the same facility. So we live in the marble palace. Marble palace means it's a big, nice temple. So a lot of opportunity. no disturbances at all. One can sit down, one can go in any corner of the temple and peacefully chant Hare Krishna. What is the difficulty? Chant, just go on chanting from 12:30, 1 o'clock. Actually, I was doing like this. That's why I'm sharing. When I got passed out from New Bhakta, the pre-brahmachari training in yellow. So after that, for almost 1.5 years, I did not have lot of preaching activities and services. And so I used to do like this. Morning 4 o'clock, attend all the morning program, Bhagavatam class, take prasadam, and then take go and take rest. Uh, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, sometimes 2 hours, no problem. And then get up, take bath, and get ready by 12:30. And from 12:30 onwards, just go on chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the greatest activity one can perform. Simply chanting Hare Krishna throughout the day and night. So just I engaged in this way. Just go on chanting. 4 o'clock, if you after you go 9:30, you took prasadam in the morning, and then go on chanting. 4:30, 5 o'clock, again you feel hungry. Go to prasadam hall, take your plate, just sit down and take prasadam. 15-20 minutes again after that, you start chanting. 5:30 onwards. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And if you feel, oh, too much chanting, I'm getting bored. No problem. Take Bhagavatam. You start reading Bhagavatam 1 or 2 hours. Chaitanya Charitamrita. You start reading Chaitanya Charitamrita Bhagavatam. Then 7 o'clock again Gaur Arti. Attend Gaur Arti. 7 to 7:30. Nice Arti. Very wonderful ecstatic kirtan. Just go on dancing, chanting, performing kirtan. And after that, again you get time, 7:30 to 9 o'clock. You either you chant Hare Krishna, you hear some proper lecture, and if you get some opportunity to preach, to you preach. If you get some services, you do some services. Very life is very simple. And then 9:30, take a glass of milk, hot milk, very nice, our own talasri, uh, very nice milk, Radha Ras Bihari cow's milk, and put some jaggery, uh, jaggery, and just drink hot milk 9:30. And after drinking milk, you feel sleepy, go to bed, sleep. And if you don't feel sleepy, just keep go on chanting Hare Krishna till the time you feel sleepy. And just sitting beside the bed, you go on chanting 9:30 to 10, 10:30, sometimes 11. And as soon as you feel sleepy, go to the bed and sleep. Again morning 4 o'clock, get up. Such a nice lifestyle, wonderful life. So in this way, a brahmachari can do like this. So by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, the system which he has created, so even a person who is too much engrossed materially, a conditioned soul, he can also become perfectly situated, and he can also engage himself 24 hours in a day, and hence he can also become liberated. Such a nice opportunity, golden opportunity. But anyway, I just gave this example, but it may not be applicable for everyone because some of you are students, some may be householders. But it is true for a student also. There is no difficulty because when I was in Jaipur, I was studying. I was in college, so I used to live in the base. Again, same morning program, 4. Then there we used to have 4 o'clock. We used to get up 4:30 to 7:30. Short morning program in which 2 hours of japa and half an hour Mangalarti and half an hour class. And then 7:30 take breakfast. 8 o'clock go to college and study whatever study. But because we did this 3 hours of morning program very nicely, so when we used to go to college, so we used to have this consciousness that we are devotee of Krishna, we belong to Krishna, so we cannot act like materialistic friends. So although we are doing material studies, but our goal is to do it in a manner so that we can advance in Krishna consciousness. And again, after coming from the college, uh, Either you take rest, some little bit rest, afternoon lunch break, you take lunch, some rest, half an hour, 1 hour, and then you get time, you read, and if some other classes, then go and attend classes. Again, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, come back from the college, and either you study, read proper, hear proper lectures, and go for preaching activities. Very simple life. And then again come back, take dinner, and 9:30, 10 o'clock, you feel sleepy, go to bed, get up 4 o'clock. So life in this way, anyone can mold his life very nicely in Krishna conscious activities. So that is possible anyway. Oh, I got distracted. But anyway, we need to start this verse. So this in this verse number 16, Nasuto Vidyate Bhavo. So the main point is that one should thoroughly understand the real aim or purpose of life, or the only valuable activity which I can do in this life is to engage myself completely all the time in the service of Krishna, in remembrance of Krishna, or in consciousness of Krishna. You may be engaged materially, just like I was giving example earlier when I was studying. So I was doing my BTech, so I was attending material classes, studying also. But that was also in consciousness of Krishna, that I belong to Krishna and I'm supposed to do it as a matter of duty, so that in future I can fully engage Krishna in Krishna consciousness. So in this way also, those material activities are also actually indirectly Krishna conscious activities only. If one is doing in remembrance of Krishna, not forgetting Krishna, without material ambitions or motivations. We had no material ambitions. Of course, in the beginning, when we got admitted in the college, so we had so many ambitions. Some students, they had ambitions to earn a lot of money. Uh, I had the ambition that I wanted to join ISRO, to do some research work, to become a scientist, do something, contribute something for the society. But after joining ISKCON, I understood if uh, I would have become a scientist, I would have contributed to the society, but in a negative manner. I would have uh, contributed uh, to society to become materialistic more and more. The more one advances in material consciousness, the more material technology is advancing, the more people are getting entrapped in Maya. So, but within few months, when we got this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so we decided this is all nonsense. Just give up all these things. All these ambitions are of no use. But we did not give up our studies and our job. We did our studies and we did our job also. But we did not, we never expected to get some material fulfillment of material sense gratification, material desires. It was just done in as a matter of duty. Uh, So then that kind of work is also considered as Krishna conscious activity. So after that, I became brahmachari. But even if suppose if I would have not become brahmachari, if I would have continued my job and I would have entered into grahastha householder life, still I would have never made this ambitions, material ambitions, as my goal of life, or this fulfillment of material desire, sense gratification as goal of life. And in that situation also, although there would have been some kind of risk, and it indirect way, but still, because the training was very nice, proper, so it is still that would have uh, like a Krishna conscious activity also. But this full-time direct engagement in Krishna consciousness is far better than engaging indirectly, because in this way we can contribute for others as well a lot, because a householder who is engaged in job family, so he can at the best he can do his Krishna conscious activity nicely, or at the most he can engage his family members, wife and two three children, that's all. And sometimes he can engage when he is in on weekends. He can go out for distribution or some kind of program. But if one dedicates full time, becomes a brahmachari, then he has full time. He can give completely, not just 1 2 hours on weekends, but every day, 6 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever opportunity, whatever is required. So in this way, he can contribute a lot more uh, for people in general to become devotees of Krishna. That's why we decided this path, and this is very helpful for us also to remain very actively and completely, perfectly engaged in Krishna consciousness. So this is in both way. This is a good opportunity. That's why ISKCON brahmacharis and sannyasis are not actually escapist. They are actually the true well-wishers of the society, and they actually engage themselves in the spirit of doing good to others, welfare activity. The highest kind of welfare activities are done by the devotees of ISKCON, especially those who are full-time devotees, because they engage themselves completely for the preaching mission of Srila Prabhupada. Uh, But anyway, our main point of discussion is nastu vidyate bhavu, na bhavu vidyate sata, that one should engage oneself in the activities in such a manner that it can become fully spiritual and it can be at the spiritual level. Then, then he is assured of getting liberated from this material existence. Okay, thank you very much. Uh, if any one of you have any questions, you can ask. Hare Krishna.